Hi everyone, in this video we are going to look at the different question types that are available in a custom quiz on Equip. The first one is a multiple choice question. Here you can select one of the options as the correct option. The second one is a multiple correct answer questions. Here multiple options may be correct, so the candidate can select more than one options if they need. Then we have an essay type question. So the question here says, write an essay on the events leading up to the Second World War. So the candidates can type a long response in an answer for this question, and it's based on the character count as well. Then next we have coding editor. Here the question is, what is the output of the following Python code? And the language chosen here is Python. The candidate can type the code in the coding editor. Say you can start typing and you'll be able to see that there are some autocomplete suggestions as well. If they wish to reset their code, they can do so as well. Then the next question type is called as single line input. The question is, what is your email ID? So if I start typing an email and if I leave it at that, I will actually be prompted that this is an incomplete email. So it is being validated against whether the email is complete or not. And then it would be accepted only when I finish typing something that resembles the complete format of an email. So that's how single line input works. The next question type is called as Cloze. Here the question says, in chess, the colors are black and I know that I want to select white. So I'm going to drag and drop that option to fill in that blank. And then the next statement is each player has 16 pieces. So I can do that. And the next is called as match. Here you can match the pairs in one column against the other. If I say that the Great Wall is in China, I can drop it here, and the Taj Mahal is in India, then that's how match works. The next one is called categorize. Here you have to classify the given options into the categories that are defined. So we have two categories in this case, fruits and vegetables, and these are the options available to us. So you can drag and drop all your options wherever you seem they seem to be right. Then if you want to say that pomegranate is a fruit and tomato is a fruit and carrot is a vegetable, then that's all the options that are categorized. Then we have comprehension. Here you can have multiple questions based on a long passage or an audio file. In this case, you will see that this is the passage and there are two questions based on it. You can have more questions. You can have questions in different question types. We have two MCQs in this case, and then you can select the correct answer. The next one is called as document. Here you can upload a PDF file, and based on the contents of the PDF file, you can ask questions. So this is how document question types work. And the next is called as answer any. So say I'm a candidate and I want to decide which of these questions I want to answer. Then I'll look at both the questions and I think, okay, maybe I'm sure of the answer to the first question. So I select that and then I go ahead and answer it. But then I say, okay, maybe I've changed my mind. I want to answer the second one instead. You'll be able to see that I can only answer one of these questions. So I'll have to unselect this and only then I can move ahead and answer the other one. So of these two questions that were available, I could answer either of them. Then there's a question type called as voice input. Here the candidate can record their voice. So they have to read out this text. They can click on start recording. And once the recording starts and they are finished speaking, they can click on stop, upload the audio, and they can also replay it. And in case they wish to record it again, they can record it again as well. The next question type is called as auto-graded text. Here, this is the question, and whatever is the answer type by the candidate, it will be automatically graded based on the preset answer that you have for it. This is set for a number. You can also have a string as an answer, and then it will be automatically graded based on that. The next one is called as question pool. Here you can have multiple questions, of which one question is drawn randomly. In this case, pay close attention to the question that is here. It says what's the capital of France. Now I will explain about this a bit more when we look at it from the recruiter point of view. So this is how the candidate sees different questions in a custom test. Now, let's try to look at how you can also create these questions. So first off, we had an MCQ, which is pretty straightforward. You can see that this is the question, and then I have chosen what the right answer is. Likewise, for multiple correct answers, you can see that there are two options that are chosen. The third one was an essay type, and here you can set the minimum or maximum number of characters that the candidate must type for their answer to be valid. Then for coding editor, you'll be able to see that you can enter the question, and then you can also have multiple languages if required. Here we've selected Python, and then you can also enter the code here. The next was single line input, wherein you can have a single line as the input. In this case, we had set the validation to email, so anything that does not match the format of an email will not be accepted as the answer. And you can also set it for a link or a date, or you can also keep it none. It's all up to you and the question that you want to have. For Cloze, the way it works is you type your sentence, and then you select the word that you want to be available as the blank, and then it automatically shows here as an option. You can have more options that you want and enter them. Then for match, you have to enter all the options that you want in the columns and then drag it to the corresponding right answer, and then it shows up like this. Similarly, for categorize, you have to define what categories you want and then map each item to the category that it belongs to, so that it is graded against these categories when the candidate selects the answer. Then for comprehension, there's this passage and there are two questions. You can have more questions if you want, and you can also have any different question types within this as well. And if you wish to remove, you can delete that. So the next question type is called as PDF. Here you can upload a PDF file and have many questions based on that PDF file. Then for answer any, you can see that there are two questions, and I have said that the candidate can attempt one question. You can have many more. You can say have 5 questions and say that the candidate has to answer 3. So that's how they can choose what question to answer out of the questions that are available to them. Then for voice input, just type the text, and this is how it shows up for the candidate, where they can record it. And in case of auto-graded text, you'll see that the answer to this question is an integer, but say if it were some sentence or a single word that I want to evaluate against, then I can also mention that it should be a string and have the right answer evaluated against that. This is also where you type the right answer. So whatever the candidate enters is evaluated against the right answer that you have written here. Then lastly, there's question pool. You will see that there are 2 questions, of which one of these questions was chosen, which is this one. So different candidates will get a different question that is drawn randomly out of this question pool. So say maybe you can have 10 questions. Out of those 10 questions, one question will be selected randomly. And that is how question pool works, so that you can have a variety of questions at a similar difficulty level, and if different candidates see different questions, they are less likely to cheat on the test or your answers getting leaked.